All right, the New York Post, page 6, is reporting that Tom Brady and Gisele Bundchen have hired divorce attorneys right now. The couple have lived separately for the past couple of months. They're now apparently looking at dividing up what is a multi-$100 million empire. Let's get the read and the significance of this. Is Doug Eldridge, Achilles PR founder, sports agent extraordinaire. This has been out there a while, as you know, Doug, but when you hire divorce lawyers, obviously it takes another step. What do you think?
Yes, sir. And, from the outset, obviously, we're revolving around page 6. But to their credit, much like TMZ, they've had deadly accuracy in recent years. Number one, I hope it's not true. Number two, if it is, I hope that they use the opportunity to reconcile. And number three, if they can't, I hope they find that amicable middle ground for the betterment of the children that they share in common.
In the meantime, there is this issue of a distracted Tom Brady and, leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. I think they have a 2-2 record. I mean, this is certainly a distraction.
Yeah, well, yes, sir. Let me tell you, navigating your way through divorce is like absolute vertigo whiteout. It's the be-all, end-all of distractions. To keep your bearings, much less stay on course, is a heavenly lift, to say the least. But as I've said in the past, if anybody can do it, it's Tom Brady. Their 2-2 record's a little bit distracting or a little bit off because of the difficulty of their schedule thus far. But right. If page 6 holds true, it's not going to get any more clear or readily navigable in the weeks ahead, based on the complications and the complexity that a divorce brings.
Now, Doug, a lot we don't know, and you're quite right to point out there's a lot we can't confirm. But we do know that yes, a lot of this started with Brady unretiring. After announcing he was going to retire last year at the end of the season, and then he decided to go back, and that, knocked Gisele for a loop. She didn't plan on it, didn't think it was coming, and all dissolved from there. What does that portend now?
Well, removing motives, or the driving force from it, and looking just at numbers. Last year, Tom Brady became the first player to cross the $300 million threshold in on-field career earnings. This year, 2 other players will join him, Rodgers and Stafford, but Brady last year was the first to do it. It's a significant mile marker. Now, when you hold that, and this goes to your point, when you hold that against the fact that he signed the largest broadcasting contract in history this past offseason to join Fox Sports when he does retire, that's reported to be a 10-year, $375 million contract. So not the largest, but he would earn more in a decade than he did 20 years playing, and with no hits, no damage, and ostensibly a fraction of the time away from family. So I would be the last person to put my thumb on the scale in terms of the potential cause of this purported split. But when you do the side-by-side on what he stands to make versus what he's made thus far, it's easier money, for lack of a better descriptive.
Got it. And as you've reminded me, sometimes hiring lawyers doesn't mean they finish the job you were going to assign them in the first place. So hope springs eternal. But thank you, Doug, very, very much for that.